downstairs underground. I guess we're going outside because it's warm and doing some trimming in the garage. 2 cars in the garage and all the garden supplies. That's what we're doing today. So, clippers, yeah. These are the sharper ones. Blowers for the leaves. Lawnmower, trimmer. Michael's limousine. King of the palace. So as soon as the snow disappeared and the warm weather came out, it's really nice warm weather. Just the right amount for body temperature. Not too hot, not too cold. And it's like these trees haven't put out their leaves yet. It's like all their buds opened up straight into flowers. These flowers don't smell too good. What do they smell like? Oh man, they smell like a mixture of cockroach and dead shrimp. But you can see that. I can see it. You see that bee? The honeybees don't mind the cockroach dead shrimp smell. Maybe it's me that thinks it smells like dead cockroach and shrimp, but they probably make good honey out of it. Now, that tree over there, I can smell it real good. This one smells good. And these are not leaves. There's no leaves on this tree yet. It hasn't yet really recovered from the winter. I guess what these trees do first is explode their flowers. Big flowers. There's my hand next to it so you can see. Here's my knife. I'm not going to cut the flowers. I'm not here for that. The grass is growing. It's like this is less than a week's growth. And it's only just started. You can see all these trees still missing their leaves. These trees are the ornamental ones that were planted here, and they were planted just for this reason. They create sort of the cherry blossom effect. If you look down the whole street, looking down the whole street, you can see that they line. But these random dispersion of trees here, which is more natural to the area, these ones, some of them are starting to fill in with green, but slowly, and they're doing leaves first, very slowly, and they may eventually put out their flower and their fruit. This thing here is what I'm waiting to see what it becomes. It's already started becoming its whole thing again after being dormant. If you look closely, these little buds here are where it's coming to life. They're just all over. And it's a weird shape. Not too tall, not quite tall enough to be called a tree, and not quite small enough to be called a bush. But looking at the stalk of it with all the bark, I would say just from that alone I could call it a tree. But it just sort of grows this drooping canopy that creates a a center on the inside. And the center is quite open. It's almost like you could cover it with a tent tarp and live under it, safe from the rain and the snow. So when these things finish their rebirth, their regrowth, and all their blooming, it'll be a whole different scenery and a whole nother excuse to do another video of what the neighborhood looks like. This one never really lost its leaves in the winter, and that's why the leaves don't look so good. This camera may make the leaves look good, but if you can look closely, you can see stains on the leaf, and it's not an even coloration like it might show up on this video footage here. These, of course, are evergreens. They never lose their leaves. This one lost its leaves, but now you can see probably hundreds of thousands, if not millions, of tiny, tiny leaves coming about. They'll eventually get bigger. This one's filling in. That's filling in slowly. It still looks like scrag, but there's a lot more foliage on it than there was 5 days ago. It's coming along. It's the grass that's moving the fastest. And these succulents here, these are moving really fast. These ones were stunted during the cold period, and over the last week they've quadrupled in size. And they're succulents, meaning when you squeeze them, they're really delicate and juicy, full of juice. And their flowers are tiny, but the colors are definitely pretty. So this whole neighborhood has a mandatory landscaping, and Kentucky is just really good, being the bluegrass state, as far as doing foliage on its landscape. This is what I did today. I cut all these down from here. Snip, 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 and there's all the scattings from it. And so that way it will do regrowth, remove all the old growth that survived the winter and looks dingy. And so the new growth will come and not have any winter damage and look much nicer. Yep. Behind this fence are the woods where we could see deer running across through the winter, but sometimes you can see deer trotting down these streets after midnight. When I was working the midnight shift, at least one night I saw a herd of deer trotting in the wood line along the road. They were actually in the road, and they moved into the wood line when they saw me, and my lights had lit them up while they were in the wood line. I never did get my camera in time to catch the deer. It's like you see them and they're moving through, and when you come back with your camera, they've already moved through and gone. Alright, that's a wrap. My landscaping's done. So I can go and rest the fat on my back.